let's get down to the movies. Now, weird, like I said, weird thing about movies this year is that I'm sure we're gonna have a lot of similar ones, but yeah, just
Me
once
personally,
again,
I
no
went-
real superhero movies except for one.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, two. I'm sorry,
I
two.
think I only have one. But I will tell you, on mine, I went with stuff that like I didn't even have to like. Oh, let me relook at what came out this year. I was like, what movies like really left an impression this year that I really like? And at the most, I think I went through the list of our episodes and was like, oh shit.
Yeah,
Not
I
even,
did that too.
Not even the notes, just the titles of episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, man.
my bottom one,
Yeah.
The Atom Project. That again, just because it was fun and it was so unexpected that it was that entertaining.
Yeah, see, I watched the Adam Project and I was just kind of like, okay. It didn't really leave an impression on me.
I know they were trying to recapture that magic of Free Guy,
Yeah, I know.
but I just found it entertaining.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah,
Really quick, the only the show that I didn't, Wednesday.
yeah, I didn't put that on there either.
Just got an honorable mention. I got question marks next to it.
Yeah, I mean, also We Own This City too. I was going to put on there
Yeah.
for the freaking Bernthal.
I would not put that on there because it just was like, it ended and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was quick and it was just a limited thing. You know, it wasn't like a big thing. So,
So the Atom Project. What do you got?
you know, there's one there that I added on here because I just watched it recently. Within this week while I was on, and I was late to the party with it.
Oh boy.
Didn't think I was gonna. I said, you know, when all was over, it was Christmas. I was like, we'll put it on. DC League of Super Pets.
Oh, it was fun.
I loved it. I thought, you know, people were like, and I'm the same way. Where it was like, animation wise, I was like, I don't know, this looks like a kitty, fucking stupid. And we had it on. It was on cable, and I was like, we'll just put it on. And I really, really like. I was surprised. I enjoyed it as much as I did. The Rock was good in it. You know, with Kevin Hart, you always got those two on there. I liked the whole Justice League in there, how they acted. Kate McKinnon as like the freaking. It was fun. It was
fun.
It wasn't like, you know, how does it connect to the blah blah blah. It was just like animated. It gave you the feels a little bit.
It was like those after school cartoon shows you would watch, like the DC shows that you would watch when you came home,
Yeah.
like Animaniacs type stuff.
Yeah, and it was something that I was just like, it's not something I want to rush into, but I was like, I'll check it out. And I was like, at the end of it, I was looking at it, and I was like, I really enjoyed that. Like, I thought it was great, you know, and I thought it was cute. And, yeah, so I put that on there as a DC League of Super Pets as like one of the only two superhero movies, comic book movies that are on here this year, which is very odd because normally it's like everything's comic book.
Here's a comic book that's on mine that's probably on yours.
Okay.
The Batman.
That was my number one.
That was your number one.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, it was one that I was most looking forward to. It was one that it was the Batman that I wanted, you know, a young year two Batman. Colin Farrell freaking killing it in that movie. Paul Dano as the Riddler, like, wasn't goofy Jim Carrey Riddler. It was like, oh my God. The end was kind of like, it could have been shaved off about 15, 20 minutes, you know.
Yeah.
It was a little bit long. But, I mean.
Pattinson delivered. I feel like
Yeah.
I was so nervous as to what he was going to do. I'm like, oh my God, am I just going to watch this and see like Edward Sparkle?
Yeah, and it's a movie that I've watched a couple of times this year. Now that it's on HBO, it's like I'll watch it.
I can't wait to go watch it on my new TV upstairs with my sound bar.
Yeah. Oh, especially the Batmobile part where it just freaking shook our seats when we watched it.
I didn't get a super high end sound bar. I just got a cheap one, but it's got the subwoofer.
Yeah.
That's right next to the couch. I'm going to throw that shit on later.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was everything I wanted in a Batman movie because, you know, at this point in our lives, you know, especially our generation, where it's like we've had the Adam West, we've had the freaking Michael Keatons, we've had the Christian Bales, we've had so many different iterations of Batman. Apparently, we're getting more iterations of Batman.
Well, if you think about it, it follows our I don't know how to say it, but like when we were kids, we got our kids' version of Batman with Michael Keaton and, you know, Tim Burton.
Yep.
But then as we grew older and started getting more serious about shit, we got our more serious Batman with Christian Bale. And
Yeah.
now that we're old, bitter, and just want to punch everybody in the face, we get the Batman that reflects that. So I feel like our Batman has followed our evolution.
Yeah, and it's something where all the Batman that we've seen all have there's a little something to get out of each one.
Sure.
Like I remember we talked about maybe one day we'll do it. Talking about build your own Batman, where it's just like, all right, for who would you be your Batman? Who would be your Joker? Who would be this?
We never actually sat down and did that.
No, we never did. We'll have to do it one day, maybe
Build a
on
Batman episode.
Yeah, build your own Batman. Because there's little things you could take out of each one.
Yeah.
That I enjoyed. So yeah, Batman was one that. Out of all the stuff that's on here, it was one where I was like so psyched for.
Yeah.
And when I got out of the theater, I was like, wow, this is amazing. And then rewatching it, it makes me excited for what they're going to do next. And
the fact that that wasn't one of the things cut in the DC turnover.
They'd be fucking stupid. Although they are talking about a different Batman for the Justice League. I'm like, you're just getting too freaking, I don't want.
it.
I don't want. I think it would be perfect. Just me personally. I know everybody's like, well, Batman's a big part of the Justice League. Blah blah blah. He was always, to me, always. My opinion with the Justice League is he was always the odd man out.
Yep.
So
the only guy with no superpowers.
Yeah, I mean, you got Flash and Wonder Woman and the Green Lantern and all that stuff. Now you could do the Superman universe and talk about Gotham over there and never have them connect.
Right.
Batman's taking care of Gotham. Superman's got freaking Metropolis. The Flash is taking over Central City. Like, who gives? Like, just let them fucking do their shit. If you want to have a big thing together, great. But just leave Gotham.
Well, I think
leave
the reason
Gotham
Batman
alone.
works in Gotham and Superman works in Metropolis is because Metropolis is a more polished, shiny city center and has a higher class of criminals that are going to be like more devious and need that superpowered person to deal with them. And Gotham has more of your gritty, just robbery, drugs, thug criminals, and you don't need a guy with superpowers to deal with that.
Yeah, it's kind of like your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man as opposed to fucking, Galactus. It's like
Silver Surfer.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to do all that stuff. So yeah, Batman was one that's.
My list is in no particular order. So
yeah, I'm just kind of pulling stuff
what
out.
do you got? Pull it out.
Well, we could talk about another movie that I put on my list that I was shocked that it was good was Prey.
Oh my god, so fucking good! It's right there on my list.
Even with the, it was a movie like I was like another Predator movie. Like, come on, I haven't the Shane Black ones and Alien versus Predators. I gave up on that shit, kind of like what I did with Alien.
Yeah.
But then I heard about the Prey movie, and I'm like, all right, well, it's on Hulu. I'll check it out. I hear good things, and I was just blown away
Because they went back to basics. They went high tech versus low tech.
Yeah, and it was an interesting story, and it was well done.
Yep.
It made the Predator kind of scary again.
Yeah.
And the way that how would they deal with this alien that comes in and I forget what they had. What it was.
Well,
like
yeah.
in the
What if the alien showed up here
1700s?
when we didn't have real freaking shoot 'em up weapons and we just had bows and arrows? Why didn't they just come and wipe out the human race?
Yeah.
Oh, they tried. They did, and got sent packing.
Yeah. Exactly.
Until, as you pointed out, you watch the post-credit scene, if you will, the credits where the freaking spaceships come back through the clouds.
Yeah. So who knows? They might do more of it.
Sequel.
Yeah.
Go Dan Trachtenberg.
Yeah, I mean, I put Prey on there just because it was a movie that I was just like, I'll check it out. And then what was the one? It was like they have it in they dubbed it. Like, there's one Cherokee. Yeah, the Cherokee cut, which is actually I've watched not the whole movie that way, but you can watch parts of it with it on, and you're like, yeah, that's like it.
Is it dubbed though? That's the problem.
Well, no. I don't. It's there's. Speaking in Cherokee or whatever it is, but they had the English subtitles on the bottom. It's not really that noticeable.
Okay.
I don't know if it's something I would watch the whole thing in, but I think it was cool that they did it. So yeah, Prey.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we pray. Pray.
So I don't know where to go next on mine. I'm gonna go with right behind you there. That movie, Violent Night.
Oh,
So good. John Wick Santa.
I am dying to watch that.
I wish I had thought about it because I had a copy of it
Yeah, I mean Christmas wise. I mean it's out. You can rent
Yeah.
it now, so it's no big deal. I'll definitely check it out. It's one of those like, yeah. I mean, I love. Give me a good old Killer Santa movie. You know, I mean, Garbage Day. We play it all the time. You know, like Garbage Day.
Garbage Day! Huh? No!
Yeah, I mean, come on. Who doesn't love a Killer Santa? David Harbour too. I mean, he's got to make up for that Hellboy freaking. Oh my God, that was one movie. I swear, I have not walked out of a movie in decades. The Hellboy movie, an hour in, I was like, not even. I was like, this sucks. I gotta leave.
Justin texted me last night. He's like, I think I'm why. He goes, I found the worst movie of 2022. Turned it off about 25 minutes in before I threw the remote. It's a movie called Dash Cam.
Oh, I heard about Dash Cam. It's it's like a found footage kind of stupid movie.
Is it?
Yeah, they tried to go that route. You know, there's a couple of different horror movies that tried to do that, but yeah. So, Violent Night, huh? Highly
So
recommended.
good.
Yeah, it sounds great. And there's
It
a
is.
couple of honorable mentions on mine, but yeah, that's one that I definitely want to watch. Yeah, this year, Christmas wise, man, I was a fucking Grinch. I really was.
Were
I
you?
didn't watch. I didn't watch a Rudolph, a Frosty. I didn't watch the Christmas Story sequel. I didn't watch the Guardians thing.
I watched Elf a couple of times.
I didn't even watch Elf. Nothing. I'm just like screw. I have my own freaking. You know, I'm like freaking Phoebe Cates and Gremlins. I have trauma.
Oh my God.
I don't
Do you
really-
know what I learned watching that show, Bullshit?
Yeah.
I didn't know Howie Mandel was the voice of Gizmo in the...
Yes.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. We always talk about Dead Meat. That channel, Dead Meat James. They just did a kill count for Gremlins and Gremlins 2.
No idea.
Yeah. Well, he does that little voice. I mean, I wasn't positive that it was him.
Well, somebody on the show was like, I can't believe I'm sitting here next to Gizmo. And he laughed. He goes, nobody realizes that that's me.
Yeah.
And I go, count me amongst the people who didn't fucking realize that was you, Howie?
Yeah, it was in the 80s. People didn't really talk about that shit, you know? It was just kind of like...
Back when Howie had hair.
Yeah, and he wasn't...
Bobby's World.
Oh, boy.
People said to me, Bobby. So I
Yes.
say, what?
So where do we leave off? So you did Violent Night.
Yes.
Okay, one that I'm going to put on here... that I saw that I loved was let's go for the twofer. I counted this as one movie, Pearl X. Both I enjoyed just as much. X a little bit more than Pearl.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
yeah, I mean it's one of those where like I'm really psyched for Ty West. I think he's a great writer director of horror, you know,
Right.
and he's done some smaller stuff like House of the Devil was really good that he did. These were like his first A24 big to-dos. And yeah, man, I mean, it was going back to the old school.
Definitely agree on the X more than Pearl.
Yeah.
Um,
But it's a good companion. I
feel
think
like-
they go hand in hand, though.
yeah,
they
because
really do.
one of them was that like dark and grungy like
Slasher.
film, and the other one was more of like a kind of a polished red, like bright red blood versus dark red blood.
Yeah, and some of the most, when I think about horror, since I'm such a horror dude, the ones where the horror takes place in the daylight, to
Okay.
me, is way more terrifying than at night.
Yeah.
You know, like something like Wolf Creek, if you've ever seen that movie. It's basically this there's a bunch of kids in the Australian outback. They run into this guy and he's a fucking lunatic, but a lot of it takes place during the day. Devil's Rejects, same thing. A lot of that is shot bright, it's sunlight, and it's jarring. And Pearl gave me that same kind of feeling of like it was trippy, it was weird, she was a psychopath, but like it was all bright and shiny. And then you go to X, where X is very dark and 70s and stuff. So I put them as one movie.
Okay.
2022, man, was the year for horror for me.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
so many good horror
on my
movies.
list, Barbarian.
Yes,
So good.
Barbarian I have on there as well. That was a movie that, another one that I was just like, what is this about? And people were like, don't talk about it. You just go into it cold, don't know what the hell's going on. And I did, and I was like, what the fuck is this movie? It's so weird.
Yep.
It's Justin Long is a friggin'
you're happy to watch him die.
Oh my god! And he's just he's a perfect douchebag in that movie.
Oh, yeah. And they built up his death. It was like you thought he was dead. Oh, he's not. Oh, he fucking should die. And then something happens. Like, oh, good, he's gonna fucking die. Wait, he didn't fucking die. What the fuck?
Yeah.
All right, now he's gonna die. Oh, he's not gonna die again. Jesus. It
Yeah.
was like a tease of death for that guy.
And then you got Skarsgård in it. Where anytime you put a Skarsgård in there, you're like, oh my god, he's going to be the bad guy. It's a
Dead.
freaking, spoiler alert for a movie that's been out and everybody's talking about it. He dies in like the first half hour of the movie, and you're just like, he's the guy that, like, who the hell is the bad person if it's not Skarsgård? So, yeah, that was a movie that a lot of people talked about. That was just like, it's a classic. I mean, I've seen it since again, just because then you catch up on the little things that you missed. That's a great rewatch movie.
Well, and speaking of Skarsgård, I was gonna put The Northman on my list, but then I thought I never rewatched it, and I don't think it would be I would have as much of an impression rewatching it as I did the first time I watched it in the theater. I was like alone, and it was just one of those like you're constantly like that Viking, like they do that low grumbling chants and stuff like that, really like in the theater. But I think sitting at home, I don't think it would have the same effect.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of people that talk about The Northman as being like this like sleeper that nobody really kind of saw.
Yeah,
and I was interested. I'm just interested to see it just because everybody's just like, oh,
it was really good,
Yeah.
but I don't think it would hold as much rewatchability.
okay, yeah. I mean, so yeah, Pearl and X. Is there any other ones? Well, you threw out
Nope.
Barbarian.
Nope.
Um,
Nope. Nope.
nope.
Nope.
Yeah, nope.
Nope.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
That's
nope,
another
nope,
horror
nope,
that's
nope,
on the
nope,
list.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
We got
Nope.
Nope. Nope. The Barbarian, Violent Night,
Mm-hmm.
X.
I almost put Bodies on there too.
I have to watch it. Now.
It's such a it. I put it as an honorable mention just because it was the end. I won't spoil the ending for you, but it's just like the way the ending turns out. You're like, it was refreshing because you were like, I did not see that coming. Where everything else you're
keep
just
saying
you're
that.
convinced.
I don't want to know though.
No, you won't know. But it's a millennial freaking goofball, and because we have teenage kids, you'll totally get it.
Okay.
You'll be like, okay,
Sounds
yeah.
good.
If I put my teenage girls in a movie like this is how they would act. Like if they were rich as shit. But yeah. So Nope. Yeah,
I
definitely.
think I only have one more movie on my list. So
That was one on there. I have two or three actually.
All right.
4. All right,
Give it to me.
We'll give it a little. Well, we talked about Nope. It was
Nope.
great. Nope. I put Weird on there.
okay,
That was fun.
it was fun.
Yeah, it wasn't like it's lower
I'm not
on the
going to
list.
rewatch it.
Yeah, it was funny where everybody, they acted like it was like going to be this like, documentary of like a true thing, and it was just a complete parody, which I mean, you would expect Weird Al to do that.
Of course.
And Daniel Radcliffe just freaking, he owned that thing, and there was some cute cameos in it. Black Phone.
Oh God, I didn't even think to put that on there.
Black Phone was another movie that I didn't go in thinking like, oh, this is, all right, it's Ethan Hawke, cool, scary mask, whatever. So well written, and just the way that it captured that 70s kind of child abduction,
Fear.
yeah, trapped in the supernatural a little bit about the phone and everything, and how he got out of it and the way it was shot. It was just, it was in your face, gritty. It wasn't like stupid. It wasn't too gory. It was just a great story. And it was something that I was like, this could be dog shit, and it
Yeah,
wasn't.
I think they built Ethan Hawke in that up his performance more than it actually was.
Yeah, and it wasn't really him. I would give it more to the kids in that movie than him.
Yeah.
He was menacing. He
Yeah.
was kind of like creepy, but it wasn't too creepy. You know what I'm saying? It was like, it's something that I could, it freaks you out in a different way.
Yeah.
So Black Phone was definitely on there. And we didn't even really talk about Clerks 3. I mean, it's a sequel, so
Yeah, and I think I watched that movie like 5 times.
I still haven't really watched it since we saw it in the theater.
Oh my God.
I'm
And
dying-
I
I'm
will
dying to
not.
watch
I
it
will not
again.
lie. There's the parts with oh sweet Satan.
Yeah.
That bothers me. That's just like fucking annoying as fuck.
I didn't like what they did with Elias's character.
Yeah,
like we talked about that. Yeah,
but I overlook that for like all the other moments.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna lie, maybe it's I don't know. It still gets me when I watch it.
Yeah, I was gonna send you over. I know Kevin Smith did a whole thing about what Clerks 3 was supposed to be.
Oh,
The premise of it before he had his heart attack, and they were gonna go. Thank God they didn't do the original one he was gonna do. It's interesting,
you'll have to send me that.
but it's dark. Like it's
So
like
when we get off the air, we'll watch two things. We'll watch that episode of Bluey,
yeah.
and you gotta see Bluey, and we'll watch.
I'll see. It's
You send
kind
me
of
that
long. It's
interview.
kind of long. I'll send you the interview, but
Yeah.
he describes what Clerks 3 was going to be before, because he
Interesting.
did that, and that was the one where like Jeff Anderson, he's always the one that's like, I ain't doing this shit. Why are we doing this again? He was always the holdout.
Right.
When he talks about it, there's a documentary too about the Clerks movies that just came out recently. It was on YouTube or something, longer form, and they talked about the original Clerks 3, what it was going to be, and it was like movie shootings and it's just like Jeff Anderson was like, no, I'm not doing this, and they kind of shelved it. And then when he had the heart attack, he based it on that, and it's a way better story. And,
Yeah.
and everybody in the movie, all the actors and stuff were like, thank God we didn't do his original version of it, because
No wonder half the
would've been-
cast didn't want to do the original version.
yeah, it would have been interesting. It would have been like totally out of left field.
I think
but
it was. I
it
think
would
it
have
was
ruined it.
Dante who didn't want to do the original one.
A lot of them did want to do it, because it was just so freaking weird. And yeah, it was interesting. So yeah, I mean, yeah, my list. I mean, the Batman, weird, Barbarian, nope,
That's it?
Black Phone, Pearl X, Clerks 3, Prey, League of Super Pets, Dio, Dreamers Never Die, just because it was awesome.
Sure.
That's basically my movies.
So the only other one I've got,
Mm-hmm.
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
See, that is a movie I was going to say in the premise of like, okay, this is my list, but I haven't seen that. And it keeps popping up, and I'm like, I got to watch that. I got to watch
Dude,
it.
I watched that movie and it was so good. It gave it did a lot of things. Like I don't want to get too into it. We could do a whole fucking episode on that movie, but it did so many things in one little movie, from family stuff to dealing with traditional family versus a family evolving into like the newer idea of what family actually means, and giving me back freaking the guy who played Short Round and Data.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit. Like, and like you see him and I don't even think, I'm like, I honestly thought I was looking at like a DH Jackie Chan or something like that.
Yeah.
He was
yeah.
just so good. And the fact that he's got like the fighting skills and that, I was like, I didn't know he could fight like this. Like, he's good.
Yeah, I've been dying to see it, and it's something that I know that if I watched it, it would probably be in my top 10.
It would.
Just because it's on a lot of people's top 10, and I'm like,
What are you waiting for?
Yeah, I get sucked up in stupid shit,
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's some craziness going on here.
Welcome. You've got mail.